The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Klein Electric, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Fast Signs, Blessman International, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
4A, and they are hosting that game in Cedar Falls. And the winners meet in Marshalltown, 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. We just found that out earlier today. So here we are on elimination night for either Waukee Northwest or Dowling Catholic. And how about this? Two teams that split their regular season, each winning on their home court.
I think if you're a fan of high school basketball, 4A basketball, I think a lot of eyes are on this game tonight. As you could see throughout the year, Dowling's been a team that's been up and down, and when they're good, they're really good. But, you know, they've had their struggles at times and caught Northwest early in the season. However, just a couple weeks ago, Dowling plays Waukee Northwest here, and Waukee Northwest just shoots the lights out and beats Dowling by 20. So a lot of eyes are on this game as who's going to come out of this sub-state and move on to the next round.
No question about it. You look at the two teams that matched up well. Northwest defeated Dowling, as you mentioned, 81-61 on this floor about 2 weeks ago. Dowling won the first meeting at the Dowling gym, 56-51, that first Friday after the new year. So you have that. And in this series, Waukee Northwest has won 4 of 5, as Northwest has only been a high school for this is their third year as a high school. So there's not a whole lot of history with the teams, but it's been on Northwest side. And, oh, by the way, they played for a state title last year, losing in the finals to West Des Moines Valley.
Well, they may not have been a high school for the last 3 years, but a lot of these kids are familiar with each other. A lot of these kids play AAU basketball together, and so they know how to guard. They know how to play offense with these guys. But it's going to come down tonight to shooting. And if you're the Maroons, you hope Waukee has a little bit of an off night. That magic number, as I've said in the past, for the Maroons is keeping their opponents under 43% shooting. 43% shooting from the field is the magic number. The Maroons are undefeated on the year when they keep their opponents under 43%. And in that game 2 weeks ago, Northwest shot 64% from the field. Really couldn't stop really anybody. But it's going to come down to some critical matchups, I think, tonight. I think Joe Broderick on Landon Davis is going to be a critical matchup. And I really think Ryan Kleppe is a young man who's physical. He's talented enough to be able to play inside, outside. But Ryan Kleppe certainly is a kid that I'm going to look forward to hopefully have a breakout night. And then Joey Coppola, can he stay hot shooting as he did the other night against Des Moines East? Because if he does, then I think the Maroons have a great opportunity tonight. Well,
not only hot shooting by Joey Coppola, but he also leads the team in assists, just under 4 a game, so he can distribute that basketball. You mentioned Landon Davis, the outstanding sophomore who went from becoming a sub to a starter in his sophomore year at 6'7". He also leads the state in block shots with 76 going in to this contest. I remember that number because Ellie Muller for Dowling, the Dowling girls team playing Monday afternoon at Girls State, she led Dowling this year in block shots with the same number.
Well, you look back at the game 2 weeks ago here at Northwest, and Joe Broderick drew the assignment on Landon Davis and vice versa with Landon. And we saw Landon Davis get away from the rim as Joe Broderick, who is an outside threat, gets him away. And then Joe had a few times get around Landon Davis, penetrating to the hole, took the ball downhill, and tonight he has to finish. And I think that's going to be a critical thing for Joe. And the beauty about playing a team for the third night is you got film, and you have an understanding of what you did well in the first 2 games and what you needed to work on in the last game. And I think there's going to be no surprises tonight. I think both teams are going to be well coached, and it's going to be left up to these kids.
You know, you stay up here on this track at Waukee Northwest, and, your beautiful bride, Jenny, is here. What, you got her keys to the car. She can't get home now.
Shaking me down. I mean, everybody was shaking me down.
Money. Go get. Would you get her some money, please? I mean, you're the only one who carries cash. But, Tom Kapatich, there it is, all over the floor. Folks who want some money, Jimmy's got it all over the floor. Coach Tom Kapatich comes by, my ninth grade coach at Dowling back in the mid-'70s, and he doesn't shake your hand. You're on the football stat. Who's this guy? I said, I have no idea. Cataldo.
Well,
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
They don't.
The Hall of Famer Tom Kapatich stopping by. That makes my night right there. shakes my hand and ignores you. That everything's good.
Because, probably 364 days out of the year he wants to beat the snot out of me. So, one night he's probably just going to turn his shoulder and just chalk it up. So
we have Mary Statsny on the board tonight. I want to thank Mary. And, of course, Brady Grimm. I don't know if he's hovering around or not, but Brady does a good job getting everything lined up. Let's mention some of the 4A sub-state semifinals going on. And there's basically 5 out of the 8 sub-states in Class 4A. 5 have Central Iowa ties. And we'll start with Sub-State 1. Des Moines North, a winner over Sioux City North on Tuesday. Des Moines North at Sioux City East tonight. And that winner will play on Tuesday against the winner of Ames at Johnston on Tuesday night. And that'll be all 7 o'clock games on Tuesday. The other Sub-State 2, has Urbandale defeated Fort Dodge on Tuesday night. So Urbandale is at number 3 Valley tonight. On the other side of the bracket, Norwalk beat Lincoln. So Norwalk on the road tonight at Council Bluffs Jefferson. And again, that matchup will start at 7 o'clock. The winners play on Tuesday. Moving down to Sub-State 6, that's where we're at. Atomo defeated City High of Iowa City on Tuesday night. So Atomo is at Cedar Falls, the number 1 seed in this sub-state. And the winner of that game will take on the Dowling and Waukee Northwest winner Tuesday night. We know where that sub-state will be played at. That'll be at Marshalltown, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Sub-State 7 has Southeast Polk defeated Marshalltown on Tuesday. So Southeast Polk will be traveling to Waukee tonight. They'll tip off at 7 o'clock. Bottom side of that bracket, Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln defeated Sioux City West. So Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln tonight at Dallas Center Grimes. The winners will play at a neutral site on Tuesday. And finally in Sub-State 8, Iowa City Liberty defeated West Waterloo. And so Liberty will be at Ankeny tonight. And on the bottom side, Roosevelt defeated Indianola Tuesday night. So Roosevelt is at Ankeny Centennial, and the winners will play at a neutral site. Well, if it's both Ankeny teams, just throwing it out there, where do you play that at? Bondurant? I mean...
Well, Sadell has a really nice gymnasium in that area. And,
sure.
But Southeast Polk, that may be a location because
sure.
they can fill that gym pretty well. But you look at some really good matchups there. I look at the Johnston-Ames matchup, 2 really good teams, and that could be a possible upset. Norwalk at Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson, that's a great matchup there. And then I mentioned it before. I think this is the pinnacle matchup in Class 4A sub-states tonight, down at Waukee Northwest. And this game really can go either way. And it's going to be so interesting to see how this game that we're at, how it's going to transform early, how these kids get used to the environment, get loose in the way they're playing, and how they go at each other. I think this is the pinnacle game tonight in Class 4A.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the pregame show. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo here at the Northwest Gym in Ankeny. And we'll take a 1-minute break and come back with more pregame and starting lineups here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for programming funded by Blessman International. We bring the good news of the gospel to South African children and their families through faith formation and locally sustainable programs. As the Fellowship of Christian Athletes location for all South Africa, our Sports for Christ complex provides student access to friendly competition where discipline and dedication are developed. Learn how you can support programs like Sports for Christ or experience the hands-on engagement of a mission trip at blessmaninternational.org.
Support for programming is provided by construction professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com.
KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
And welcome back to the Northwest Gym here in Waukee, Iowa. Yes, Waukee Northwest. 3rd year as a high school, brand new high school here in Central Iowa. And they're hosting tonight's sub-state semifinal, Dowling and Waukee Northwest. The 2 teams split during the regular season. Mark Amadale joined by Jimmy Cataldo. And Jimmy, before we go to starting lineups, what are some of the X's and O's that you picked out as far as some of the keys to this contest? Both teams have played each other twice. This is the rubber game, but this is the important game. The winner moves on to Tuesday night and taking on the winner of Ottumwa and Cedar Falls.
I think Dowling has to defend Landon Davis the best they can. I think Landon Davis really had his way getting post up on the block against the Maroons a couple weeks ago, really caused problems because on the entry pass to him, he was able to find the kick out, and that was the night, as I mentioned, that Waukee Northwest couldn't miss. So you got to get him away from the basket, number one. So they got to defend Landon Davis, and then the Maroons. You can't have Grant Tigas beat you. I think Grant Tigas is the offensive prowess that Northwest has, and so you got to make sure you guard Grant Tigas, and then your seniors have to come out and play. And I as I mentioned earlier, I think Ryan Kleppe, Joe Broderick, Joey Coppola, three kids that are going to have great nights tonight. And Riddick Metten coming off of an illness. You hope that there's no ill effects from that. But your seniors got to come out and play tonight.
We mentioned seniors. Waukee Northwest has 8 on their roster. Dowling has 10. Both teams have went through senior night, so now not all the seniors get in the rotation, but you rely on their leadership. Even if they're not on the court, it might be in the locker room, and I think both teams are key to that.
When you get into the playoffs, there really is no tomorrow, and how do you handle game by game? And so both teams having senior-laden teams, I think they're going to handle this environment, handle this type of pressure very, very well, and it's going to be the first team that's going to get loose, play loose on the court, and get after it is the one that's really going to start the momentum.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups before we send it back for our break. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons come in with a record of 12-11, averaging 62 points on offense, giving up 55 points on defense. The head coach, Justin Einertson, in his first year, assisted by John Nagel, Jimmy Nahas, Zach Nicholson, and Kevin O'Hare. And the Maroons will start this lineup. At point guard, Joey Coppola. Coppola, a 5'11 senior, averaging 13 points, leads the team with just under 4 assists, and leads the team in steals with 45. He'll wear number 4. The other guard is Maddox Coppola, his younger brother, a 6'1 sophomore, averaging 4.5 points. He'll wear number 13. At one forward for the Maroons, Ryan Kleppe, a 6'3 senior, averaging 9.5 points, 4.5 rebounds. Kleppe will wear number 12. And the other forward, Riddick Metten, didn't play in Dowling's win on Tuesday night over Des Moines East, but he will, or Monday night against Des Moines East, but he will play tonight, and averaging 14 points. He leads Dowling in scoring and 6 rebounds. Metten will wear number 21. And finally at center, Joe Broderick, 6'4 senior, averaging 11.5 points, 11 rebounds, leads the state in rebounding in Class 4A, and he will be wearing number 10 at center. So again, it'll be both Coppola brothers, Joey and Maddox, along with Ryan Kleppe, Riddick Metten, and Joe Coppola, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. And now for Waukee Northwest, their head coach is Brett Watson. Brett, in his third year, 50 wins, 16 losses. He's assisted by J.R. Engel, Ken Henderson, Aaron Megger, and, of course, David Combs, who's also the boys' golf coach and used to be at Dowling Catholic. And they will start Maverick Inman, Luke Hart, Andrew Coase, Grant Tigas, and Landon Davis. The Wolves come in with a record of 14-8, averaging just under 61 points in offense and giving up 52.5 points on defense. But up next, a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and our pregame prayer with Father Reed Flood here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Waukee Northwest High School Gym, the home of the Wolves. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, our pregame ceremonies are complete, and we are set for high school boys sub-state basketball, the semifinals. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Klein Electric. Our thanks to the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Blessman International, Fast Signs, and Brightside Aesthetics by Ducharme Dermatology in Clive. We want to thank them. And, of course, our studio producer, Mary Statsny. And, Jimmy, we're just about set for tip-off. We mentioned the Waukee Northwest Wolves lineup very much. They'll start 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore. Inman, Hart, Coase, Tigas, and Landon Davis, who has made his way to the starting lineup the second half of the year. And, boy, they come in. They've won 10 of the last 12 games since their loss to Dowling and have won 7 of the last 8. Dowling, on the other hand, has won 6 of 9 games and have won 4 in a row since their loss. So this is 2 teams just waiting to make it in the postseason.
It's such a tough game to gauge because the Maroons could play against this Northwest team as well as anybody as long as they're not shooting the lights out like they did a couple weeks ago. So and vice versa with Northwest. Northwest has 3 individuals. The 3 seniors, Hart, Coase, and Tigas, who all contributed in that state final run from last year. And
right.
So those 3 individuals are battle tested. This environment doesn't intimidate them at all. So you can see, which team's going to come out and play loose, which team's going to play focusing on this game. And I think when you're a Dowling Catholic team, really there is no need to look ahead. Everything is really in front of you with Northwest. As they fought tooth and nail to get to this position tonight.
Our officials tonight, congratulations to them in reaching the sub-state semifinals. That includes Chad Shellmeyer. He is our crew chief. Ben Miles and Steve Schultz, our 3-person officiating crew, and they'll have their work cut out. But you know what? You got the best right here in Central Iowa working games, and not a bad crowd here on a Friday night. Of course, this time of year, the student passes no longer work. You had to come in and kind of like what you had to do, had to pay to get in and stay in line, right?
I told you when I skipped through the line, I kind of announced, hey, I'm with Dowling Radio, and they said, hey, tell Mark. They said hi. Everybody seems to know you, and my comment is, Mark who? I don't know your name.
Yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate the confidence.
It's
there.
Interesting the look you get when you're just being sarcastic and joking with people. But here we go.
All right, we're underway. Waukee Northwest wearing their home white uniforms, and now we've got a shot clock issue, I believe.
Oh, the clock didn't start on the tip.
Nothing's a shot clock, and I noticed now we got a guy wire running through the actual clock. It's still at 8 minutes, so they're going to redo that. And no, they don't do this. They can't go to the monitor to see how much time in the stopwatch went off. So we're going to redo this. Waukee Northwest will get the basketball. But they'll have to either take time off or just start from scratch. So.
Well, the shot clock wasn't even operating at the tip, so they're trying to reset the shot clock, making sure that's fully functional. As we know, we're in our second year with the 35-second shot clock, and that's been it's been such a positive thing for the high school game, in my opinion. It's really got the game moving and really focuses on teams' offense and defense. See what you can do inside 35 seconds to get a shot.
I know we have a listener down in Arkansas, Jim Dewey, the athletic director here at Waukee Northwest. He's had a convention of athletic directors, how convenient, but he has Justin Oles, who led Waukee to a state title before they merged. He is the on-site administrator, he and Kurt Getting, and they're getting it all fixed. So we're going to be underway, shot clock and game clock, and I think we're going to just give it. Waukee won the tip, give it to them, and we'll start from the 8-minute mark there. How about that?
Well, they still have not gotten the shot clock operational yet, so I don't think they're going to really start this game until they can get that operational, and they can see that everybody is at
there they go. They got the 30 up, so we're getting close to the shot clock. And, of course, reminder, Monday afternoon we'll be on the air as I have a different sidekick. Scott Babnett actually coached basketball. I'll have him with me. 3 o'clock. Monday afternoon, Dowling girls taking on the defending state champs in Pleasant Valley. We'll be courtside at Wells Fargo Arena, just so you know, Mr.
Well, he's good luck. Ever since he came to the girls' side of the radio, he's made it to Wells Fargo each year he's been.
And he made it each year he coached, except for the 1 year.
Did you send him back to the media, hospitality room?
No, he knows where that's at.
Well, you sent me to the wrong door.
I did that on purpose. There's a reason for that.
And it was the janitorial's door. I'm like, this ain't the right spot.
I did that on purpose. All right, we're about ready. I think we're going to get set. They're going to take 3 seconds off the clock, and now we're underway. All right. Maverick Inman, Luke Hart, Andrew Coase, and Grant Tigas, Landon Davis, the 5 and the 4 for Waukee Northwest for Dowling. Joey and Maddox Capola, the 2 guards, along with Ryan Kleppe and Riddick Metten for Dowling, the 2 forwards. And the center is Joe Broderick. Maroons come in with a record of 12 and 11. They've won 4 in a row. Northwest comes in with a record of 14 and 8. And they've won 7 of their last 8 games since the loss to Valley. Now we have another delay. Something's going on with the clock, and that is every administrator's nightmare.
If Coach Dewey is listening in, he's probably he's beating up with sweat, wondering what the heck is going on with the shot.
I hope they don't call him because he has no idea what's going on with they've got to get something.
So what happened was when they inbounded the ball, the shot or the clock didn't start, and it looks like that they have that now under control as they're working the start-stop on the clock. And
they're going to put 7:57 on the game clock, and now the shot clock should have 32 seconds, and they're trying to reset that. Again, the Waukee Northwest is hosting, I think it's a smaller school final tomorrow. The winner goes to state tournament. Underwood and South Hamilton of Jewel will be here tomorrow night as a neutral site, and they hope they get it going before that. Now, the Wolves haven't played in a while. They had a bye on Monday, so they haven't played since last week, so that could be part of the issue. You don't use it. Not a bad crowd. Student bodies about 4 or 5 deep on each side, so I like seeing the students behind the baskets. And
well, this is certainly a rivalry type game where you expect the student sections to get very much involved in this game as they look at each other. The Dowling student section seems to be a little bit bigger than Northwest, which let's see how active they get as they both teams want wins for their own schools.
Right, and we're up in the track. We're about, would you say, 10, 15 rows up on the track is what they have all around, 15 rows of bleachers behind the baskets and on each side. So we are behind the scoreboard and the scorer's table, rather. Dowling bench to our left, Waukee Northwest bench to our right, and the Maroons wearing their all maroon jerseys with silver numbers, would you call that?
Silver numbers.
And the black, some black letters and black trim, Waukee Northwest in their all white uniforms with colors are royal blue and silver, so there's a little bit of silver trim with the royal blue, and the numbers are obviously royal blue. So here we are. We're just trying to fill here.
So, but you think about the 10 guys that are on the court for both Northwest and Dowling at this point. The anticipation for this game. Since school got out, even before school, you're watching the clock because you can't get out of school fast enough to get to this game and to get to this location, shoot around, and the ball gets tipped and everything goes stopped. And it's such a roller coaster on your emotions that you have so much adrenaline going that this little lull really hits you.
I was going to say, what would you do if it's a football game and they're just all standing around on the field and everything is in sync, it looks like. Yes, we're underway. Northwest with the basketball. They go right to left in front of us as they'll be on their offensive end in front of the Dowling bench. Maroons stay man-to-man on defense. Here's Maverick Inman, averaging just under 7 points for the Wolves. They get it down to the big guy up top, Davis. Now they run their weave. 6 on the shot clock. Underneath is Coase. In the lane, turnaround shot up, and no good. Rebound Dowling and Kleppe.
But Northwest really wasn't posting up Davis on that first possession. Maybe try to get Dowling out of their game plan a little bit.
Dowling with the basketball. They're working on the wing now to Broderick in the lane. Now over in the corner goes to Maddox Capola right side. Now Kleppe right wing, 3-point line extended, dribbles 2 between the circles. 10 on the shot clock for the Maroons. Maddox Capola between the circles. Over to Kleppe. Ryan, the lefty, looks to take the 3, won't. Now gets to Broderick underneath, a shot blocked. Shot blocked from behind by the Wolves, and the rebound out to Waukee Northwest as Davis gets another shot block. Now down the lane, a shot up and no good. A little teardrop shot by Luke Hart, no good. Rebound Dowling.
Both teams just trying to get into their offensive sets. The Maroons on their first set looked a little bit slow, played a 4 out, 1 in type set, and really didn't get a great look, but Landon Davis there for the block on the last possession for the Maroons. But Maroons, again, doing a 4 out, 1 in set and trying to get a post up down low.
And again, the winner will meet the winner of Ottumwa and Cedar Falls tonight, that game in Cedar Falls. And the winners will meet on Tuesday night in Marshalltown. And in the lane, a shot off the glass, good by Riddick Metten.
You love that the Maroons didn't really settle for a three there, really worked the ball inside where they've had such great success. And a great job by Riddick Metten on the first or the second possession. Now
the Wolves now get it down low to Davis. Now he kicks it out, a long three up and no good by Tigas, and he's fouled. And 3 free throws coming. The foul on Dowling and Maddox Capola.
Well, we talked about Grant Tigas in the pregame that he came out and shot 83% 2 weeks ago, and he leads the team in three-point shooting percentage. So getting a hand in his face, deep into his shot, really forced the foul on Maddox Capola.
2-0. Dowling with the lead here in this boys sub-state semifinal. First of 3 free throws, no good by Tigas. Second free throw coming, and it's good. Tigas, a 63% free throw shooter on the year, averages 14.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, leads the team in both categories, and in steals with 39 on the season. Third free throw good, so he's 2 out of 3 at the line, and we're tied at 2, Dowling and Waukee Northwest. 5:50 remaining here in the first quarter here at the Northwest Gym in Waukee. Dowling works the ball left wing. Here's Kleppe, fakes the three, now dribbles in, left block, now leaves it for Broderick, decided not to shoot, and now here is Maddox Capola in the lane, backs in, shot off the glass, up, good, nice move by Maddox Capola right over Luke Hart.
Good job by Maddox. He got caught there on his dribble drive, stopped his dribble, got kind of caught, but put up a nice shot and went in for him.
Now the other way we go with Dowling leading 4-2. Wolves work the top of the key as Hart now leaves it for Inman, and now whistling, traveling on the Wolves as they're going to get Andrew Coase, who got that dribble weave. Coase caught the ball and then traveled before he bounced it.
Northwest is looking to penetrate into the basket, force the Maroons to come off their men, to double team, and then look for the wide open kick out. As that time Northwest found him, but Coase traveled on the dribble drive.
Wolves stay man-to-man, Dowling with the ball. Kleppe looking to lob it inside as they think they got a mismatch with Maddox Capola underneath. Now Broderick takes it in the lane, kicks it back out to Joey Capola. Now to Metten. Riddick finds a seam in the lane. The ball stolen away by Luke Hart. And now the Wolves in their front court with the basketball on the offensive end. Here's Tigas with it, and they got an offensive foul on Northwest. The legal screen set by the Wolves, and they're going to whistle it on Landon Davis, his first. Jimmy?
Maybe a little bit of a makeup because it looked like Tigas traveled on his first step at the top of the key, but then the Maroons get the turnover from Northwest on the offensive foul.
And if you joined us late, we say it's slow developing this game because the kids were ready to go, jump ball, and we had clock issues for 5 minutes. So both teams trying to work their way out, and hopefully the next few possessions they will. 4.5 minutes to go. First quarter, Dowling 4 and Waukee Northwest 2 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. The winner will play Tuesday night at Marshalltown for a sub-state championship. Now Dowling with the ball underneath Kleppe. He's isolated, turns, faces the basket, shot up, and a little teardrop shot, no good. Davis with the rebound. He went up and over Coase, but couldn't get it to fall.
Not a bad look for Kleppe. He used his body to find an open shot in the lane, just missed it off to the left.
All right, here is Davis, backs in on the right block, triple team. Now they kick it out to Inman for three, and he drills it. Maverick Inman with a corner three from the right side. That's his 22nd made three, and Northwest takes its first lead, 5-4 over Dowling with 3:45 to go in the quarter. Here's Dowling with the ball, Maddox Capola. Both teams have utilized their starters here in this first quarter. No one's come off the bench. Broderick now left block. He's guarded by Davis, the leading shot blocker in Class 4A. And now Broderick underneath, puts up a shot, no good. I don't know if he even looked at the basket when he shot it, but the rebound out to Northwest. Wolves the other way in the front court. This is Coase. Now to Inman. Maverick, backdoor cut, and underneath is Coase, who shot no good, drew the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line, foul on Dowling.
Maroons got a little bit lost on defense there. Coase kind of had a nice backdoor cut to an open layup, but as Kleppe showed up late to defend, kind of undercut Coase a little bit and drew the foul.
Kleppe with his first foul, and a timeout on the floor. Will keep it here with 3:13 to go in the first quarter. Dowling trailing 5-4 to Waukee Northwest. Mark Amadeo alongside Jimmy Cataldo. And tonight's game brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Klein Electric, our thanks to Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Construction Professionals. And again, this is our 47th year of broadcasting Dowling Catholic High School sports. Regular season, postseason, glad to have you aboard, and welcome tonight. One of the few stations that are actually broadcasting, because this time of year, the rights fees are, if you try to televise it, it's going to cost you most of your paycheck, Jimmy, to do that. So radio, we get by with that, and we're one of 2 radio stations here broadcasting high school sports tonight. There's another station in town doing another game, so we appreciate the folks here at Waukee Northwest, Jim Dewey, who's not here, and his staff doing a great job letting this broadcast.
But he set it up real nice for you. You got a nice little look at the game, and
you like the chairs?
Getting punched in the side about every 10 seconds as somebody walks by us.
We're up here on the track where we're kind of exposed. Coast makes both free throws. He has 2 points tonight, and he's 2 for 2 at the line. Waukee 4 out of 5 at the line. The Wolves open up a 3-point lead over Dowling, 7-4, after the Maroons took a 30-second timeout. 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Dowling with the basketball. They're left to right in front of us. Here's Kleppy at the free throw line. Now faces the basket, triple team. Now kicks it out to Maddox Capola. Joey's been well defended tonight as they've put Maverick Inman on him thus far.
Maddox Capola looks to be a little bit more aggressive going downhill that we've seen in past games. A lot of times he goes downhill and then stops and looks for the kick out. This time he's looking to finish it more at the rim, and that's what the Maroons are going to need.
Now Capola lobs it in, and it goes out of bounds off of Waukee Northwest. I think he underthrew the pass, inbounds pass to Broderick, and Joe had to just do something to keep it alive because guess who was there? Landon Davis.
He's just trying to teardrop it over Landon Davis. Joey Capola is on the inbounds pass, and that's just a tough pass because Landon Davis is so tall, not just in his height, but his arm length.
And he can jump too. Now Metten underneath, turnaround shot in the lane, up, left it short, tipped out by Broderick, but right into the hands of Maverick Inman and Waukee Northwest. The Wolves lead by 3 and the basketball. Here's Tigas with it. A little teardrop in the lane. Might have been partially blocked on the way up by Joey Capola. Rebound Dowling.
Was partially blocked, and Joey, great defense on Tigas on a dribble drive.
All right, here's Maddox Capola as they open up the lane for him, but he decides not to take it to the hole. Now at the Kleppy top of the key. Now to Joey Capola with 20 on the shot clock. 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Maddox Capola in the lane. His shot up, no good. Ball slapped out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball. As they say, it went off of Landon Davis.
Maroons have not attempted a three-point shot yet, which is rare for them, which is 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, but are just 2 of 7 right now from the field.
All right, 2:09 to go. Shot clock has been reset for the Maroons. They lob it into from one Capola to another. Joey to Maddox. Now Joey going baseline, cut off. Now there's a mismatch as in the lineup, Sandro Billick in there. And I'll tell you what, Joey Capola saw that and drew the foul on Billick, and that'll be his first. And that will be, a free throw's being shot, as that'll be Billick's first foul and team foul number 2 on Waukee Northwest. So each team has 2 fouls here in the first quarter.
It was a good job by Joey as he recognized the mismatch. Much quicker player than he is than Billick, and baited Billick one way and went hard to his left and drew the foul.
First free throw no good by Joey Capola. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Fast Signs, Blessman International. Our thanks to Catholic Tuition Organization, and our thanks to Skeffington's Formal Wear. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo. Second free throw by Capola, no good. Joey missed them both. And the rebound out to Waukee Northwest. The Wolves make a change. We mentioned Sandro Billick, a 6'5 senior, one of 8 seniors on this Northwest club. Billick has the ball. They try to lob it inside to Davis, and it's stolen away as the Maroons decided to front Davis, and they get away with the steal. Now Nick Frericks in the lineup for Dowling, number 3. So Maroons in the front court. Frericks underneath. His shot up and good. The basket will count. And the foul on Waukee Northwest. Mac Heitland in there, and he couldn't keep up with him. Heitland just checked in.
Great job by Nick Frericks coming off the bench, seeing that little seam in the defense by Northwest and penetrating into the hole and finishing at the rim, drawing the N1.
7-6 our score. Northwest with a 1-point lead. Frericks free throw no good. Offensive rebound, Dowling and Broderick. Now Joey Capola, corner 3. Banks it off the glass. Good. Banks opening Waukee tonight. And the Maroons retake the lead 9-7.
Tough angle, but you know what? I'd be lucky than good tonight in any way you can get it.
9-7 Maroons. Minute 15 to go here in the first quarter. Pretty good crowd here on a Friday night. The winners move on to Tuesday night for the sub-state title. Now, Wolves take it underneath, and we've got a blocking foul on Dowling. And taking it to the hole with aggression that time was Grant Tigas, and he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line. Fouls on Joey Capola of Dowling.
Just a bizarre call. You don't really see that out of the official from the sideline calling a charge at the baseline where you had an official at the baseline seeing that play the whole way. But one official believed he saw it one way and came in and overruled the call.
First free throw good by Tigas. He's now 3 out of 4 at the free throw line. Dowling 9, Waukee Northwest 8. 65 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Second free throw up, good. So Tigas now 4 of 5 at the line. He has 4 points, 9 all. Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Wolves can play a little 2-for-1 as we have 55 seconds to go. And now Frericks trying to post up his man. That's Mac Heitland, and Heitland has picked up his second foul.
I think the Maroons have seen something on film and really scouted it, that they want to post up the guards of Northwest tonight, as you've seen both Frericks at that time posting up Heitland, and then you've seen Kleppy at times.
Maroons inbound the ball with 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, tied at 9. Here's Metten. Down the lane, in the lane, shot up, and didn't have a good grip on it, no good. And the putback up and good by Nick Frericks. Boy, is he a basket hugger there with the offensive board.
Well, a senior opportunity, kid coming off the bench.
We got a whistle and a foul, and they're going to whistle on Frericks. He tried to go right through Austin Pappenberg setting the screen. Oh, check that, it'll be on Broderick. He and Frericks were trying to go through a screen.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. I thought they were going to call it on Frericks there and saying that Broderick extended.
Officials may get together here, and they will. Chad Schomeyer, Ben Miles, and Steve Schultz. They're going to leave it the same. 14 foul on Dowling, 4 on Waukee Northwest. So if there's a foul here in the final 34 seconds of the quarter, it'll be a 2-shot foul, as both teams will be in the penalty. Across the timeline, dribbling is Luke Hart. Let the clock wind down. Shot clock turned off. 20 seconds remaining on the game clock. Now to Inman. Maverick with it. Guarded by Riddick Metten. Dowling stays man-to-man. They brought Tigas all the way out between the circles. They get it to Coase. Right side. Three-pointer by Tigas. Good. They set that up for Tigas on the right wing for 3, and now three-quarter court shot is up and no good. So Tigas leading all scorers for Waukee. He has 7 points in the first quarter. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Waukee Northwest 12, Dowling 11. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale will return to the Waukee Northwest gym for the second quarter in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And we're back here at the Waukee Northwest gym. As we start the second quarter, Dowling with the basketball. Waukee Northwest leads Dowling 12-11 as we start the second quarter here at Northwest High School. Dowling with the ball. In the corner is Riddick Metten, and he got the ball tipped away and it went off his knee, so out of bounds to the Wolves after a turnover. And Jimmy, you got to look at first quarter numbers.
First quarter numbers for the Maroons. The Maroons go 5 of 12 from the field, 5 rebounds and 1 turnover. For Northwest, Northwest 2 of 5 from the field, which included 2 of 2 from 3. 4 rebounds and 3 turnovers. We talked at the break, 12 total points for Northwest, 6 of those coming from the free throw line.
Here's Tigas for 3, left wing. It's no good. Rebound Dowling and Maddox Capola. So Maroons going with both Capola brothers at guards, Maddox and Joey. Nick Frericks in as the third guard. Dante Cataldo in as the fourth guard. And Joe Broderick at center, so a 4-guard lineup for the Maroons. Here's Broderick dribbling baseline, and he is cut off and fouled by Alston Pappenberg. On Pappenberg, that'll be his first foul. Team foul number 1 here in the second quarter.
I love seeing the Maroons attacking the basket, really not settling for a three-point shot early in the possessions that we've seen time and time again throughout the year. Maroons are being more aggressive going downhill tonight, that's for sure.
That is so important to attack the glass and, the settling for threes. Once in a while when it's there, but sometimes it's not always there. Here's Broderick underneath, posts up, his shot up, and overshot the basket. No good. The rebound comes out to Waukee Northwest and Grant Tigas, who dribbles up against Frericks. Now underneath in the lane, and we got a whistle and an offensive foul on Waukee Northwest as they're going to get Austin Pappenberg with the offensive foul on the illegal screen.
2 quick fouls on Pappenberg here in the second quarter. Going to substitute him out, bring Landon Davis back into the game.
So Davis will check in. 12-11 is our score. Northwest with a 1-point lead over Dowling. 6:40 to go, second quarter. Here at the Northwest gym. Cataldo with it. Northwest stays man-to-man. They work the right side. Cataldo right wing. Now they reverse to the left side. Here's Maddox Capola. Maddox wanted to drive in the lane as he's guarded by Coase. They get it to Cataldo, who's isolated. Now backs in. His shot off the glass. Good. He backed in. Luke Hart for the basket. Great job by Dante there.
It's an incredible dribble drive by Dante. Forcing to his left and then reverse dribble to his right and gets a nice easy layup.
Now Coase underneath. And one deed deserves another. His shot up and no good. Offensive rebound, Waukee Northwest. Coase with a three-pointer, no good, but the follow-up and good by Grant Tigas, who has 9 points in this contest.
2 offensive rebounds there for Waukee Northwest to get that shot.
Dowling with the ball, trailing by 1. Here's Frericks with it. Dribbles baseline, cut off nicely by Tigas. Now out to Broderick. He's running cutters through, and they can't get the pass off, so Frericks will take it with 10 on the shot clock. 5.5 on the game clock here in the second quarter. Nick gets it over to Capola for 3. Up good. Joey Capola right over Maverick Inman for the score.
Tremendous shot by Joey Capola. Well guarded. Really gets elevated on his jump shot. But big three-point shot by Joey Capola.
And it's a quick catch and shoot, too. He's got a quick release. Now a long 3. In and out, no good. And a rebound out to Dowling and Joe Broderick. Maroon center grabs it out of there. Dowling in the front court. Maddox Capola. Now his brother Joey. Dowling by 2, 16-14. Maroon's largest lead has been 2. Northwest's largest lead has been 3. Wolves stay in man-to-man defense. Now a cutter underneath, and that's Cataldo. His shot off the glass, good. He beat his man to the basket, and that was Luke Hart. How about that?
Just a tremendous play by the Maroons as they're working their smaller guards across the lane and trying to take care of mismatches, but give it up to Dante and both Nick Frericks coming off the bench and providing big points in the paint for both those individuals.
18-14, Dowling by 4, and this is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Klein Electric, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. Jimmy, your thoughts thus far? Foul trouble and Dowling's shot selection. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, the shot selection you can see in Dowling's offensive set, there's not a ton of movement outside the three-point line as they're trying to post up their smaller guards. You see Frericks, when he's in, he's posting up his guy often, and then Dante's coming across the lane and trying to get those high percentage shots. And so the Maroons haven't settled for the three-point shot as much as where they are attacking the basket on the offensive end.
Joey Capola with 6 points to lead the Maroons here in this first half. Northwest with the basketball, trailing by 4. Now they get it to Luke Hart. And now an offensive foul on the Wolves. Grant Tigas catching the pass. He had to go through traffic. And the other way we go with the foul. That'll be his first. And this third team foul on the Wolves here in the second quarter. So Dowling 2 fouls away from the penalty.
Northwest makes it so hard to defend because they are so good without the basketball, the movement that they create. And then the and the picking and setting up players off the ball makes it so hard for them to defend.
Coast picks up the foul. That'll be his first for Northwest. That's the 14th foul. And that was away from the action. That was when somebody was cutting underneath the basket and whistled for the foul. Dowling with the ball. Here's Metten with it. Top of the key to Maddox Capola. Dowling by 4, 18-14. 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Second quarter here at the Wolves gym. 20 on the shot clock. Capola dribbles between the circles. Top of the key. Guarded by Hart. Dowling just trying to pick a side to go on. Metten with it. Riddick spins in the lane. Now cut off nicely by Tigas. Kicks it out to Joey Capola with 7 on the shot clock. Joey with it. In the lane. Down the lane. He goes. Shot the left. Is up and good. The basket will count. He dives into the photographer underneath, and they'll count it. Foul is on the Wolves. Maverick Inman his first.
Again, playing downhill, and that's time and time again for the Maroons tonight. They're playing downhill, attacking the basket. Riddick Metten a couple times in there during that set, trying to attack the basket. Didn't see it. Kicks it back out to Joey. As the clock is going down, Joey attacks the basket, draws the foul, and finishes at the rim.
Capola with 8 points. Free throw good. So Joey Capola with 9 points to lead Dowling here in the first half. The Maroons by 7, their largest lead of the night. 21-14 Dowling. Northwest with the basketball right to left in front of us. And now on the offensive end. There's Grant Tigas with it. Hands it off to Inman. Dribbles to the free throw line. Now they kicks it out to Hart for 3. It's no good. Rebound Dowling and Joey Capola. Joey waits for his teammates across the timeline, and Maroons will work their half-court set with 3:20 to go in the half. Now a lob underneath to Metten, and he has the ball slapped off his leg, and turnover against the Maroons. Riddick had isolation, and they did a great job getting it to him, Jimmy.
Had the possession, had the spot, but just wasn't balanced. Had to use a dribble, and when he used the dribble, it went off and forced a turnover.
Now Maddox Capola picks up the foul, as that'll be his second. 3:08 to go in the half. Dowling 21. Waukee Northwest 14. They lob it in to Landon Davis. Now he backs in against Metten, kicks it back out. And now we've got 3 seconds on Landon Davis. When he kicked it out, Jimmy, he just stayed in the lane.
Well, they throw the feed into the paint, and then when Landon gets the ball, he's working broader to the basket. But once you don't put up that shot and you kick it out, the officials are going to call a 3-second violation.
I think he let it out. He kicked it out. And he wanted it back, and he forgot to get out of the lane. They whistled for the 3-second, which we've seen very few times this year. That the guy you saw?
That's the guy who knows you.
That's my neighbor. My gosh. A three-pointer by Kleppe, top of the key. It's no good. And the rebound out to Waukee Northwest. Wolves get in the front court. Inman. Now cross-court pass to Coase underneath. Backs in. Layup up. Good. The basket will count and a foul on Dowling. Good job by Coase. He used his body to match up. And they'll whistle Dowling for the foul. It'll be on Joe Broderick, his second.
Maroons got all out of sort on that defensive set as the cross pass really caught Metten off guard a little bit as he raced out to reached out to Coase. Coase goes around him and attacked the basket, drew the foul.
Second field goal for Waukee Northwest this quarter. Free throw is good by Coase, where he's 3 for 3 and has 5 points. Cuts the Dowling lead to 4, 21-17. Dowling. Maroons in the front court. Broderick stays in with 2 fouls. Joey Capola in there. Dante Cataldo checked into that last dead ball. Cataldo with it, left wing. Now top of the key to Capola. Joey, and he draws the foul, and that's something the Waukee kids are not used to. Tigas will pick up the foul because that was allowed at times during the year, and today that is too closely guarding a player. You can't hold.
Well, you get into these environments, these games, you want to call these as correct as you can, and those bodies, when you use 2 hands to guard, you're gonna get a foul call on you. But that's the 16th foul now on Northwest for the quarter. So Dowling's going to the free throw line on every foul committed by Northwest.
Capola misses the first free throw. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic. Our thanks to Fast Signs and Blessman International. Mark Amadeo alongside Jimmy Cataldo tonight. We appreciate you tuning in. Second free throw by Capola is good. And it's 22-17, Dowling by 5. Capola with 10 points to lead the Maroons here in the first half. Wolves in the front court. Waukee Northwest, right to left in front of us. Landon Davis now leads it for Coase. They lob it back to Davis. His dunk shot is no good. Pops out, but he gets the rebound. Gets it to Hart for three. It's no good. Offensive rebound. Tigges, his put back up and good. So another flurry of offensive boards, and Tigges wins that battle. He's got 11. Now an offensive foul on Dowling as Frericks backs in and commits the charge. So on Nick, that'll be his first foul. Third team foul on Dowling with 1:40 to play in the half. Dowling by 3, and it'll be Northwest basketball here, Jimmy.
Pretty furious a couple possessions there as they ran a play for Landon Davis at the rim to dunk it in, and he comes up short on it, but 2 offensive rebounds again for Northwest. Gives them the basket, and then the offensive foul gives them the ball again here to cut the lead.
Well, Dowling started with 2 guards. Now they're in their 3-guard lineup with Frericks, Cataldo, and Joey Coppola, and Metten and Broderick in the lane. And now down the lane for Northwest. Layup good, and I'll tell you what, it's been Coase that's been leading the comeback for Waukee Northwest. He now has 7 points, and it's a 1-point Dowling lead, 22-21, 65 seconds remaining. Now, here's Broderick reverse layup. It's no good. And the rebound out to Northwest and Luke Hart. Now a long 3 coming, left it short. Did Grant Tigges. Rebound, Waukee Northwest with 50 seconds remaining in the half. Wolves get it inside to Davis. It's poked away nicely from behind. I think Metten got a piece of it right in the hands of Joey Coppola. Now Frericks with it. 40 seconds on the game clock, 27 on the shot clock. So Maroons will have to get a shot off before Waukee Northwest will have another possession. Now they lob it into Metten. Riddick, a backdoor cut to Coppola, and it's out of bounds off of Joey. Sometimes you just kind of trying to thread the needle a little bit, and Riddick tried to do that with a very tight window. Turnover against the Maroons.
Well, the Maroons are constantly trying to post up one of their men at the block, and the thing is, if they're not going to get the inbound pass or the input pass into the lane, they got to continue to rotate through. But they're just not moving very well, and it's causing a lot of issues on the Maroons' offensive set, and they're just so much better when they don't get the ball, then move and just keep rotating your offensive guys throughout.
Shot clock turned off. Waukee Northwest in possession of the basketball as we have 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Dowling 22, Northwest 21. In the hands of Luke Hart. Comes off a ball screen and now picked up nicely by Cataldo. Now driving baseline is Coase. Pull-up jumper good at the horn, and they will count it. And Coase has been the backbreaker for the Maroons. He has 7 of his 9 points here in the second quarter. And we go to halftime with Waukee Northwest leading, Jimmy, 23-22 over Dowling.
Just such a good first half for both teams, and they both found success attacking the basket. And the Maroons got away from that a little bit, getting the ball inside to some of their guards and find that mismatch. They got away from that a little bit and allowed Northwest to fight themselves back into this game and go into the half up 1.
We'll take a 2-minute break here at halftime from the Northwest Gym. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo. Our halftime score, Waukee Northwest 23, Dowling Catholic 22. The winner of this game plays Tuesday night in Marshalltown against the winner of Ottumwa and Cedar Falls. That game going on in Cedar Falls tonight, and we'll catch you up after this 2-minute break with our scoring and statistics here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Faith Check with Greg Ewell on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
On this Faith Check, we're talking about tradition. For many Christians, tradition can be a sort of dirty word. This is probably because of Jesus' harsh words for the traditions of the Pharisees, who added unnecessary rituals and ignored the weightier matters of God's law. But some traditions can be good and helpful in our spiritual journey. Things like putting up a nativity scene, praying the rosary, or fasting. These are traditions with a small t. They aren't doctrines, but they're customs we do as Catholics to help us draw closer to God. Catholics also speak of sacred tradition with a capital T. This is the very message of Christ that has been faithfully handed down to us from the apostles. For example, in 2 Thessalonians 2:15, St. Paul says to stand firm and hold to the traditions you were taught by us, either by word of mouth or by letter. Here, Scripture itself is teaching that the Word of God can come to us both through written Scripture and oral tradition. Either way, we are to receive it equally as God's Word. For a synopsis of sacred tradition today, pick up your copy of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from the Catholic Tuition Organization. Reduce or eliminate your Iowa income tax and instead give to the Catholic Tuition Organization and receive 75% Iowa tax credits. These tax credits are going fast, so reserve yours today and learn more about the Catholic Tuition Organization at ctoiowa.org. ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Catholic Tuition Organization, a great investment in our kids.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. ashworthvision.com.
And we're back here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. Substate semifinal Class 4A basketball tonight here in Iowa Catholic Radio. We're at halftime, and Waukee Northwest leads Dowling 23-22. Northwest got out to a 12-11 first quarter lead, and both teams played to an 11-11 tie. And Tigas Basket at the horn is what won the quarter for Waukee Northwest, because Jim Dowling had the lead, and the lead that ballooned up to 7 points at one time most of that second quarter.
Well, you look at what you're seeing on the court in the first half. You know, which team is playing a little bit differently than what they showed on film, and I would give that to the Maroons. The Maroons are playing a lot different than they have over the past several games. They're attacking the basket more. They're not settling for the three-point shot. The Maroons with only 4 3-point attempts in that first half, so gives Northwest an opportunity to come into the half up one, adjust on how Dowling's playing offensively a little bit different, because Northwest is playing the way they've played throughout. They're moving well without the basket. They're finding their three-point shooters off back cuts away from the ball, and then they've hit a couple. And I think the thing that Northwest is doing so well against the Maroons is that they're attacking the offensive glass, and have gotten three offensive rebounds, and all three of them have been converted into points.
And it's been Andrew Coase who's been leading the way for Northwest. He has 7 of his 9 points in that second quarter after Tigas got off to a great start. He had 1 field goal, but Tigas went 4 out of 5 at the free throw line in the first quarter. It's been all Coase in the second quarter. He's been the guy that's really stepped up for Waukee Northwest. And for Dowling, you know, obviously Joey Coppola, that second quarter started feeling a little bit. Off the bench, your son, Dante Cataldo, 4 points he contributed. And then the Maroons just kind of hanging in there, not doing anything crazy. But Riddick Metten hasn't really found – he's more of a second-half player anyway. We've known that about Riddick, but he was held to 2 points in halftime.
Well, what the Maroons are doing offensively that really takes Riddick out of what type of offensive game he has is really trying to get Riddick and Ryan Kleppe and Joe Broderick and those guys to create their own a shot off the dribble at the top of the key, and just Riddick isn't that fluid as he can play downhill and try to create a shot that way. Riddick is so much better posting up his guys, getting an entry pass, and seeing what he can do at that point. He just really is not that great of a ball handler at top of the key to play downhill, but you can see that is the way the Maroons are playing this offensively, is trying to create shots off the dribble drive from the top of the key and post up some of their smaller guards on some of Northwest's smaller yet pretty effective defenders. We're
going to see in the second half what coaching adjustments, because this is the third time the two teams have played, and it's kind of been like, you know, they're all kind of feeling each other out. It didn't help that we had a tip-off, then we had like a 5 to 7 minute delay because of the shot clock and game clock apparatus being malfunctioning, and so the kids didn't get in the flow until probably midway through the first quarter. We'll see how that all works out here in the second half and what coaching strategy goes on. And Jim, you got to look at first half numbers for both Waukee Northwest and Dowling.
So for the Maroons in the first half, they're 9 of 19 from the field for 47%, 8 total rebounds, and on 5 turnovers, which includes 2 of 6 from the free throw line. The Maroons were. For Waukee Northwest, 7 of 18 from the field, 12 total rebounds. They're out rebounding the Maroons, and then 7 total turnovers. But they've got 7 points from the free throw line. Northwest did in the first half, going 7 of 8 from the free throw line in the first half for Northwest.
All right, for Dowling in scoring, as the Maroons are the visiting team tonight, they are led by, at halftime, Joey Coppola with 10 points, followed by Nick Frerichs and Dante Cataldo, both off the bench with 4 points each. Ryan Kleppe has not scored in this game. Neither has Joe Broderick. for the Maroons. But Maddox Coppola with 2 points and Riddick Metten with 2 points. You mentioned Dowling, 2 of 6 at the free throw line in the first half. For Waukee Northwest, Landon Davis has not scored in this contest. Their leading scorer is Grant Tigas with 11 points. He had 7 of those 11 in the first quarter. He's followed by Andrew Coase, who has 7 of his 9 points in the second quarter. Rounding out scoring for Waukee Northwest, Maverick Inman with 3 points. Luke Hart has yet to score. We mentioned Landon Davis not scoring. Mac Heitland off the bench did not score, and neither did Sandro Billick. As, again, Waukee Northwest jumped out to a 12-11 first quarter lead. Both teams played to an 11-11 tie in the second quarter, and the Wolves lead it here at halftime, 23-22. I'm curious as to what adjustments we may see as Dowling is out of the locker room first and they're warming up. Northwest still in the locker room at halftime.
Well, what I think the Maroons need to do a whole lot better is moving without the basketball. I think you're finding guys that are just standing in place, and it just is. It really forces the Maroons to play one-on-one from outside the three-point range, which, other than Joey Coppola, who has really good dribbling skills, and the Maroons just are not that effective playing downhill, trying to attack the basket. Where they have been effective is on the back cuts, attacking the basket from 10 feet out and trying to create shots that way. It just has not been that effective. So moving without the basketball, I think, has to be one of the things that the Maroons have to adjust. But if you're Northwest, I think continue to do what you're doing well, and what they're doing well is moving well without the basket. They're finding back cuts away from the ball, finding Tigas open for three-point shots, as well as Coase getting away from their guards on back cuts and finding effective ways to get to the basket there.
And time now for our Dowling Catholic High School Activities Spotlight. Congratulations to February's recipient. That's Emma Hazel, Dowling Catholic Class of 2024, for being a recognized witness to the very best of faith, academics, and student activities. And you can hear Emma's interview with John Leonetti and Deacon Mark Campbell on the Catholic Morning Show by visiting the Iowa Catholic Radio podcast page at iowacatholicradio.com. It's under Friday, February 2nd. And thank you to our sponsor of Dowling Catholic High School Activity Spotlight, Brightside Aesthetics by Ducharme Dermatology in Clive, offering a wide range of aesthetic and wellness services and providing customized care to have you looking your best. Learn more at brightsideiowa.com. We'll take a 1-minute break, come back with the second half. Dowling and Waukee Northwest boys sub-state, Class 4A sub-state semifinal will return with Waukee Northwest leading at halftime 23-22 over Dowling on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hey, honey, did you get the takeout from the fish fry?
Fish and chips.
Oh, you got anything to go with the chips?
Chips and dip.
Oh, what's this other sauce for?
Dip the fish.
Iowa Catholic Radio knows that some of the best fish fries in the heartland happen right here in our listening area. Email contact@iowacatholicradio.com to add your fish fry to our fish fry finder. Check out the other fish fries happening across the listening area at iowacatholicradio.com.
Brightside Aesthetics by Ducharme Dermatology provides advanced and medical aesthetics, body contouring, wellness, and spa services. Learn more at brightsideiowa.com. Thank you, Brightside Aesthetics, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One. Live your best life with Mercy One. With Iowa's largest network of care locations, personalized care is right in your neighborhood. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
And we're back here at Waukee Northwest High School. We are attempting to start the second half. Dowling trailing by 1. It's Waukee Northwest 23, Dowling 22. Northwest had the basketball first. Joey Coppola forces a turnover off of Andrew Coase, and then we were sitting here for several minutes because they were trying to get something worked out at the scorer's table like we started the game, but Dowling with the ball the first turnover of the second half against Northwest, Jimmy.
Well, that's what the Maroons got a quick turnover, and I think too much time went off the clock, so they added some time to make sure that the clock was set to the right number. Okay, well, Dowling with the ball, and the Maroons look like going with their starting five, Maddox and Joey Coppola, Joe Broderick, Riddick Metten, and Ryan Kleppe, who have the ball now. 2 on the shot clock, and here's Coppola for 3. No good. Offensive rebound. Riddick Metten, he puts it up and in. From the weak side, Riddick comes down the baseline, grabs the rebound, and puts it in. All good looks. Joey Coppola has a nice look. Kick out from Maddox. But Riddick Metten there for the offensive rebound and putting it back in. And the Maroons are continuing to take the ball to the basket and scoring at the rim.
24-23, Dowling by 1. Now underneath, they get Tigas, and they're going to call in for the travel. Second turnover of the second half on Waukee Northwest.
Northwest averaging 10 turnovers on the year, and that's turnover number 9 for the game for Waukee Northwest.
Winner of this game will play the winner of Cedar Falls and Ottumwa. That game will be in Marshalltown Tuesday night, 7 o'clock at the Roundhouse in Marshalltown. Jimmy?
Northwest is coming out with full court pressing the Maroons.
Looks like it's man-to-man.
Man-to-man.
So Joey Coppola will get it across the timeline, gets to his brother Maddox, but it goes through his hands, into the hands, fortunately for Dowling, to Joe Broderick. Dowling by 1. Maroons' largest lead has been 7 in the first half. The Wolves' largest lead has been 3 in the first half, and now we've got a whistle and a foul called on the baseline on Waukee Northwest.
Entry pass to Ryan Kleppe as he was posting up Coase, and as the ball entered into the lane, Coase kind of got underneath Kleppe a little bit.
That's his second foul. Yep. Maroons will inbound the ball. They go right to left, wearing their road uniforms, Dowling, with their all maroon with black trim and silver numbers. Waukee Northwest in their white home jerseys, royal blue trim and silver lining underneath Kleppe, and we got an offensive foul on Ryan as he backed in.
It's not giving much body at all as Kleppe gets the entry pass, a nice position against Coase there, and just nudged him a little bit, but Coase was squared up, and a little bit of flopping going on that one. But
Kleppe and Broderick yet to score in this contest for Dowling. Luke Hart and Landon Davis, 2 starters for Waukee Northwest, who have not scored in this contest. So low-scoring game. Northwest with the ball. Top of the key is Inman with it. Dribbles inside, now kicks it out in the corner to Coase. Now top of the key for 3. It's no good by Tigas. Rebound Dowling and Riddick Menton. Outlet pass goes to Broderick. Joe in the lane. Kicks it out to Maddox Coppola for 3. Good! Maddox Coppola for 3. And Dowling has opened up a 4-point lead, 27-23.
All created by Joe Broderick's attacking the basket and then kick out to a wide open Maddox Coppola.
And Maddox with his 5th point, but back comes Waukee Northwest in the lane. And a shot up and good by Tigas, who now has 13 points. So that's something the Maroons had happen to him. Once they score, Northwest immediately down court and get it to one of their bigs. Now Menton for 3. Left corner, it's no good. And a rebound out to Waukee Northwest and Tigas. Grant will dribble in the front court. Stops top of the key. Leaves it right side to Inman. Now in the corner it goes, a long 3, good by Andrew Coase, who has come up big tonight. He's got 12 points for Northwest.
Maroons got to play through a lot of contact as Northwest is so good at setting screens, and the Maroons are falling off their feet on screens. They got to fight through those body checks because they're leaving a lot of Northwest guys wide open on kick-out passes.
All right, here's Broderick. Northwest stays man-to-man. Hands it off to Joey Coppola. Now Joey dribbles between the circles. 1-point lead. Northwest leads it by 1. 4:45 to go, third quarter. Now down the lane, Coppola shot no good. Tipped by Broderick, no good. And he's pushed out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Northwest. They say Joe fell out of bounds. But there's a lot of contact there, and you move forward, it'll be Northwest basketball.
They got the look they wanted. It's as Inman came out on Joey Coppola well past the three-point line, and Joe is so quick on the dribble. But Northwest did a nice job coming off their guy and really contesting Joey Coppola's dribble drive, stopping at the rim.
Here's Inman now over to Hart for 3, and that's his first basket. Luke Hart come in averaging just under 10 points. That's his first 3 of the night. He's got 37 made on the year. Dowling on the other end. Maroons trail by 4, 31-27, and this is Northwest Wolves' largest lead of the night, 4 over Dowling as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. Here's Coppola with it. Now to Broderick. On the left elbow, kicks it back out to Maddox Coppola. Northwest stays man-to-man. Maddox with it. 5 on the shot clock. In the lane. Pull-up jumper up and good. Strong move by Maddox Coppola. He got isolated, Jimmy, and he just scored his 7th point.
Maddox is a young sophomore who was pretty effective on the dribble, so he is somebody who can create his shot playing downhill, and he's converting at the rim tonight.
Now underneath, Landon Davis, his shot up and good. Landon's first basket of the night, and now a couple of those starters for Waukee Northwest no longer have goose eggs next to him. Reverse layup by Coppola is no good. He had to go through. Landon Davis, rebound out two. The Wolves, Dowling going cold from the field, trails by 4. Now in the lane, pull-up jumper, no good. Missing everything is Luke Hart, and a rebound out to Dowling with about 3 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Maroons trail by 4, trying to get that lid off the basket. Here's Coppola, who's guarded by Maverick Inman. Now to Maddox Coppola. Over to Metten. Now to Maddox, nearly lost it, but gained it back. Overplaying the pass was Tigas. 8 on the shot clock. Here's Maddox Coppola. Between the circles, down the lane. Kicks it out to Broderick. Fadeaway jumper off the glass, no good. And a rebound out to Northwest. And the Wolves' defense has picked up a little bit here in the third quarter.
Well, that's their adjustment, is force Dowling to dribble around them, which they know that they don't have too many guys on the court that can do that.
In the lane, pull-up jumper up and good, and that is Landon Davis with back-to-back baskets. He now has 4 points, 35-29, Wolves by 6. Kleppe now with the basketball and a timeout Dowling, and we'll see what Coach Einertson wants. 2:10 to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a 1-minute break. That's what they want. It's Waukee Northwest 35, Dowling 29 in this boys Class 4A sub-state semifinal here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
I'm Father Thomas Loya, and this week on Light of the East on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, does abstaining from meat, dairy, sweets, wine, oil, music, entertainment, and iPhones throughout all of Lent seem unreasonable? Is doing penitential prostrations on the floor and going to church and confession more often seem extreme? Actually, is the norm that Lent brings us back to. Light of the East, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Caldwell Parish Funeral Home and Crematory. Caldwell Parish offers services that are unique to the individual while following the Catholic funeral rites. Caldwell Parish Funeral Home and Crematory, Des Moines' only Catholic-owned and operated funeral home.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Westgate Dental, offering cosmetic, family, implant, and general dentistry. Located at 1073rd Street, Suite 1 in West Des Moines, just behind Dowling Catholic High School. Learn more at westgatedentalia.com.
And we're back here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo with 2:09 to go, third quarter. Waukee Northwest leads Dowling 35-29. The Maroons call a timeout. And they have the ball at half court. Dante Cataldo, Nick Frerichs in the lineup for the Maroons. Now in the lane, here's Riddick Metten. His shot partially blocked, but rebounded by Broderick. He'll shoot the three. It's no good. And now a loose ball foul called on Waukee Northwest. They're going to get Coast for the foul. Good job that time by Nick Frerichs. You know he's going to be around the basketball.
Well, and Nick's brought a lot of energy when he's come off the bench tonight. Has really given the Maroons a big jolt of energy as they need that so desperately. As Nick fought hard for that offensive rebound.
That's the third foul on Coast. Maroons inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Minute 50 to play. 35-29. Waukee Northwest by 6. Maroons have had a scoring drought here in the third quarter. Now here's Metten with it. Metten guarded by Tigas, gets in the lane and draws the foul. And they're going to say before the shot, I believe. With the out of bounds to Dowling and a brand new shot clock for the Maroons. The whistled on Tigas, that's his third. So Tigas and Coase with 3 fouls each. And Coase will have a seat on the bench. And the Wolves now will bring in Mac Heitland. Heitland, a 6-foot freshman. As Dowling inbounds the ball into the back court. So Frerichs retrieves it, and he's guarded by Heitland. Nick backing in, gets down the right block, kicks it out to Broderick for 3. It's no good. And the rebound comes out to Grant Tigas and Northwest. Cold shooting by the Maroons. It's not going to be a good third quarter stat. Wolves with it. Here's Hart with it. Bounces it into Davis. Backs in against Broderick. Now finds a cutter. Reverse layup good. Tigas was the cutter, and beautiful pass by Landon Davis.
It's the entry pass that the Maroons have to do better, not allowing Landon Davis to get that ball so deep into the paint, as that caused a bunch of issues 2 weeks ago here at Northwest.
8-point lead for Northwest. 37-29 over Dowling. Final 50 seconds. of the third quarter. 10 on the shot clock. Broderick goes around traffic. His shot up, good. Finally got it to fall, and that's Joe's first basket. He has 2 points. And Waukee Northwest gets the ball down court. Here's Davis with it. Up top it goes to Tigas. Now underneath to Davis. On the left block. His pass underneath, stolen away by Dante Cataldo. Out to Metten. Riddick wants to drive. It's cut off nicely. 20 seconds on the game clock. The shot clock is turned off. The Maroons trail by 6.
Maroons are just going to go for the last shot here, and they had an opportunity attacking the rim, but pulled it out. Look for the last shot with 8 seconds.
Here's Frericks. Dowling going into a 1-4 set. To get it out to Capola. Joey for 3. He'll leave it short. And it's rebounded by Tigas, and that's how the third quarter will end with the score. Waukee Northwest 37, Dowling Catholic 31. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale will return for the fourth quarter of this boys Class 4A Sub-State semifinal. The winner moves on to Marshalltown on Tuesday night, takes on the winner of Cedar Falls and and Ottumwa, which is going on right now. We'll return after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for programming funded by Blessman International. We bring the good news of the gospel to South African children and their families through faith formation and locally sustainable programs. As the Fellowship of Christian Athletes location for all South Africa, our Sports for Christ complex provides student access to friendly competition where discipline and dedication are developed. Learn how you can support programs like Sports for Christ or experience the hands-on engagement of a mission trip at blessmaninternational.org.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
And we're back here at the Northwest Gym here in Waukee. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo underway in the fourth quarter. Northwest leads Dowling Catholic 37-31 as the Wolves outscore Dowling 14-9 in the third quarter. Here's Broderick with it for Dowling. Dribbles baseline, cut off, kicks it back out. Here's Cataldo in the lane. He's cut off by Hart. Now back out to Metten. Riddick for 3. It's good. Riddick with his 5th point of the second half, 7 in the contest.
It's an enormous shot at the beginning of the fourth to cut the lead to 3. For the Maroons, but big shot by Riddick Metten.
And Dowling in a 1-2-2 zone here to start the fourth quarter. Jimmy, look back at some of the keys you mentioned in our pregame. Defend Landon Davis and guard Tigas. That were some of the keys that you talked about, and be aware of them. Now corner 3 up and no good by the Wolves. Rebound Dowling and Cataldo. That corner 3 was no good. I believe it was Hart that took it. Dowling with the ball, a chance to tie or trail by 1. They'll lob it into Frericks underneath. Now he kicks it out to Broderick. He won't shoot it. Now to Capola. Top of the key to Metten. Riddick for 3. Up and off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Waukee Northwest, but they save it right to Broderick. And he shoots the ball, gets tied up under the basket, and now whistling a foul on Northwest.
Just a tremendous job by Nick Frericks. Fighting tooth and nail to get that offensive rebound. And then as the ball is tipped to go out of bounds, Landon Davis saves it right into Joe Broderick's hands, who's standing right underneath the basket. I didn't think he realized where he was at.
And then when he put it up, he actually pinned the ball to the rim and came
to the
down
bottom
with
of the
it.
rim.
Yep, to the bottom of the rim, and then he was tied up and then fouled by Maverick, or check that. It was on Heitland who picked up his 3rd foul, so he's out of the game now. Dowling with the ball, brand new shot clock. 6:20 to go, fourth quarter. The Maroons trail by 3, but they have the basketball. It's been a long possession. Here's Nick Frericks, picks up his dribble, leaves it for Joey Capola. Joey finds a seam, dribbles in the lane, jump stop, turnaround shot blocked from behind by Landon Davis. Rebound Northwest. The Maroons come up empty after having the ball for almost a minute and a half. Wolves with it in their front court on their offensive end. And now we got a timeout, and a 30-second timeout called by Head coach Brett Watson in his third year at Waukee Northwest, 37-34. Waukee Northwest by 3 over Dowling. Just under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. What are some of the stats coming into the third quarter, Jimmy?
So coming into the third quarter, the Maroons are now 13 of 31 from the field, 3 of 10 from threes, 12 total rebounds and 6 turnovers for Northwest. Really extended lead here in the third quarter, but they're now 13 of 26 from the field. Made 2 big 3-point shots in that third quarter, 17 total rebounds and 10 turnovers. So Maroons are losing the rebound category, but winning the turnover category. But you've got to continue to guard the exit passes as they work the ball into Landon Davis, and the Maroons are changed up their defense to that 1-3-1 zone. And a good timeout by Watson to get his guys under control to understand what they're going to run in that defense.
And Maroons stay in that zone as the Wolves now with the basketball, leading by 3. 8 on the shot clock. Dribble driving the lane is Coase, and he draws the foul. And he'll get 2 free throws. Foul will be on Riddick Metten of Dowling, and that will be his first. So free throws coming for Andrew Coase, who had 9 points at halftime and has hit a 3-pointer. So in the third quarter, so now has 12 points. And his first free throw is good. Tonight's game on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, brought to you in part by the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Blessman International, and our friends at Fast Signs. Second free throw good. So 14 points now for Andrew Coase to lead Waukee Northwest. The Wolves up 5, 39-34. 5.5 minutes left to go, fourth quarter. Broderick for 3, top of the key, it's no good. And the ball goes out of bounds off Dowling. Capola tried to save it, but stepped on the baseline.
Just a early shot, and the Maroons have done so well working the ball down into the lane. And just an early 3-point shot, and that's sometimes the Maroons' default, is that they shoot way too early 3-point shots in their offensive set, and that's kind of what you saw on that possession.
All right, 5:15 left, fourth quarter. Waukee Northwest with the basketball, leading by 5. 20 on the shot clock. Here's Hart. Gets the ball over to Landon Davis. Gets it back out to Hart. They play 2-man catch. Now on the baseline, Davis goes around Broderick and slams it home. Wow. Strong move by Landon Davis. That is his 8th, 6 points rather. 6 points tonight, all in the second half. Now here's Cataldo underneath, layup good, as he went right around Luke Hart.
Just attacking the basket, and then that time Northwest was caught up deep in the backcourt, and then Dante gets the ball on the baseline and works it, attacking the basket and finishes.
Wolves with it, Inman underneath, now back out to Hart for 3, good. Luke Hart starting to feel it. That is his second 3 of the night. He has 6 points after being held scoreless at halftime, 44-36. The lead is now 8 for Waukee Northwest. 4:20 to go, fourth quarter. Now a blocking foul call on the Wolves, as that is Andrew Coase going to be whistled for the foul. And on Andrew, that will be his 4th foul. So that'll be decision time for Coach Watson. Right now they elect to leave him in.
Possessions become so critical here with 4:20 left in the game, and the Maroons down 8. Just critical possessions, and then you got to defend.
All right, Metten with it. Riddick dribbles in the lane, stops, does a Euro step. His shot no good. Tip by Frericks no good, but right into the hands of Tigas from Northwest. And down court, a layup up and good by Maverick Inman, who ran the floor and got behind the Dowling defense. He has 5 points. 46-36. The Wolves' lead is now in double figures for the first time tonight. 10-point lead with under 4 minutes to play. Now a steal by Inman down the court, and it's stolen away by Frericks. Inman's hurt and shaken up on the floor. Dowling the other way. Here's Metten. Fakes the 3. Pull-up jumper, left it short. Rebound Frericks. And we've got an official timeout as Inman.
They're going to slow this down, I think. Kind of a weird possession, weird spot in the floor to.
Now we've got a full timeout called with 3:40 to go. We'll take it with them. 3:40 left to play, fourth quarter. Waukee Northwest by 10, 46-36 over Dowling. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
All right, final 3 minutes and 40 seconds of the fourth quarter of this boys Class 4A Sub-State semifinal. Waukee Northwest leads Dowling by 10, 46-36. Maroons have a brand new shot clock. Here's Kleppe underneath. Ryan shot up and good. And on Kleppe, that is his first basket of the night here in the fourth quarter.
Something that you expected to see more out of Ryan tonight is attacking it, because he's such a physical, great individual who attacks the basket. Just haven't seen enough of it tonight out of Ryan Kleppe.
All right, Waukee Northwest with the basketball into the lineup. Mac Heitland, who replaced Maverick Inman, who was shaken up after that steal. Looks like he twisted his ankle as he lost the ball, and then Dowling got the turnover with Frericks. Now in the lane, here's Kos, and we got
3 seconds.
3 seconds in the lane on Kos. So it'll be Dowling basketball, forcing a turnover. 3 minutes to play, and Northwest by 8. And we're going to see a little token man-to-man pressure in the backcourt by Waukee Northwest. Capola, this is Joey, taking it across the timeline, guarded by Luke Hart. So it's both Capola brothers, along with Riddick Metton, Joe Broderick, and Ryan Kleppe, the starting five. And now Maddox Capola goes down the lane and draws a foul. They're going to say the foul was before the shot.
Something you've seen out of the Maroons throughout the night is when Mac Heitland does get in the game, that they're going to attack whoever he is guarding is attacking the rim. And right now, Maddox Capola is on Heitland.
I got Heitland for 4. They have him for 3, but nonetheless, it's Dowling basketball. Brand new shot clock for the Maroons with 2:45 to go. Here's Capola with it. Lost his dribble, picked it up, now left it for Broderick. Now pass over to Riddick Metton, passes it back to Broderick. His shot up and no good, but he was fouled, and Joe will go to the line for 2 free throws.
That's going to go on Tigas, which will be his 4th on the night.
You're exactly right. 4th foul on Tigas. 14th foul on Waukee Northwest. So Dowling will get 2 free throws the rest of the way on every Waukee Northwest foul. First free throw good by Joe Broderick, who has 3 points tonight, 1 field goal, and made his first free throw. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio. Brought to you in part by Construction Professionals, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Bozen the Florist, and Klein Electric. And our thanks to Brightside Aesthetics by Ducharme Dermatology in Clive. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo. Second free throw, no good by Broderick. He goes 1 for 2 at the line. Rebound, Waukee Northwest and Grant Tigas. 2:30 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Dowling trails by 7. Wolves with it. Here's Hart.
Well, they got a big mismatch as Nick Frericks.
I see that.
Got caught on the pick.
You got to hope for help defense there. Now in the lane. Inman nearly lost it. Inman back in after being shaken up with his ankle. Now here's a steal by Capola. Stepped in the fasting lane right in front of Tigas. His shot is up. Good! He beat Tigas to the basket. Capola outraced him, and he's got 12 points.
Maroons got a break on that as that mismatch with Frericks on Landon Davis.
Yeah, the extra guard out there to go around him. 46-41, 5-point lead for Waukee Northwest. Minute 40 to play, fourth quarter.
Maroons got to get up on their defense with being down 5.
That's 2 possessions they're down. Wolves with it, not in any hurry. Inman with 10 on the shot clock. We got a timeout called by Waukee Northwest. And we'll keep it here with 1:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. Waukee Northwest 46, Dowling 41. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. Coach is coming down to possessions. Every possession is going to be the key to this game both ways.
And with the Maroons amplifying their defense, getting more up and into the face of Northwest, you're going to find a lot of success feeding the ball down low to Landon Davis. And if the Maroons collapse down, Landon Davis tends to find his kick-out passes pretty well. And if Northwest can knock those down, which they have shown throughout the game, it's going to be tough hauling for the Maroons just down 5.
The winner of this game will play the winner of Ottumwa and Cedar Falls. That game going on right now in Cedar Falls. The winners will play Tuesday night, 7 o'clock in Marshalltown at the Roundhouse. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, we want to thank all of our supporters. This is our 47th year of broadcasting Dowling Catholic Sports. They include Construction Professionals, Klein Electric, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. We appreciate their support all season long. I appreciate my partners, Scott Babinett, Jimmy Cataldo, Mike Burkert, who's helped out a little bit, and the coach, Mike Swaim Jr.
Mike Swaim Jr. And, he's gone MIA. Nobody knows.
He's getting ready for boys state basketball in 2 weeks. He's getting ready. Got a new tie, new polo. He's all set. All right, we got a violation before we start.
I think the clock didn't start.
Yeah, we had 8 seconds on the shot clock. And officials are now going to huddle up and send the teams back to their benches. This is how we started the game, Jimmy.
It's. I mean, you get ramped up. You have the play drawn up. I think Watson, and then the Maroons are playing pretty good defense, and then all of a sudden stoppage. And
so Chad Shellmeyer, the lead referee here tonight. Chad and his crew have done a great job. Ben Miles, Steve Schultz. Congratulations to them. They're trying to get everything synchronized. I know there was 8 on the shot clock. As far as the time, I do not remember. But they do not have the benefit of video replay. Even if they had it, they can't use it in high school yet.
Well, I think the shot clock and the game clock are synchronized. So once they press start, both of them go down, and only 2 seconds went off that clock. And I think they're probably going to say more like 5 to 6 seconds went off the clock.
46-41, Waukee Northwest with a 5-point lead. Minute 28 left on the game clock at this time. I don't know if they're going to put more time up or what they're going to do, but 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Waukee Northwest possession. They're going left to right in front of us here at the Northwest Gym. Beautiful facility. It's 3 years old now. Hard to believe. And the Wolves inbound the ball. They get it over in the corner. A long 3 coming. Up. No good. From the corner by Grant Tigas, who's playing with 4 fouls. Rebound Dowling. Maroons trail by 5.
Big possession for the Maroons.
Here's Joey Coppola for 3, and it's off the rim. No good. Ball slapped around. It went off Northwest or Dowling. They say it went off Dowling. So it'll be Northwest basketball, and the Wolves will inbound it underneath their own basket with 1:10 to play. Throwing it in is Grant Tigas. Gets it to Hart. Down the front court to Inman. Back over to Tigas. Down the lane. His shot's no good. Rebound Dowling. 1 minute to play. Maroons down 2 possessions. Here's Maddox Coppola. Tries to dribble baseline. Can't. Now out to Broderick. Joe with it. Dante Cataldo now in there on that last dead ball. To Coppola. In the corner to Broderick. Joe for 3. Up. Good. Broderick with his 6-point. Timeout. Dowling. We'll take a 1-minute break. 46-44. Waukee Northwest by 2. 41 seconds remaining. Back in a minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from the Catholic Tuition Organization. Contributions to CTO help pave the way for students to experience opportunity, greater knowledge, self-esteem, and success through Catholic education. CTO awards at least 90% of all annual revenue to eligible families. Applications for tuition assistance are being accepted now through April 15th. Learn more about how the Catholic Tuition Organization is a great investment in kids and their futures at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line is it's for the kids and their futures.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
And we're back here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. 46-44, Northwest by 2 points over Dowling Catholic. And the Wolves inbound the ball. They dribble across half court, and Landon Davis picks up his dribble, was converged on, but his coach bailed him out, called a timeout, so we're under another timeout. We'll keep it here as we have 36 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Dowling trailing by 2, and again, it's every possession. What are the Maroons what do they want to do defensively as the Wolves have 30 seconds on the shot clock to get the ball off?
Well, you set this up a little bit. The Maroons are sitting with one team foul, so you mentioned that they can be over-aggressive on their defense, but there's only 6 seconds difference on the shot clock, and every time you foul, it's going to reset, and that's what you're going to have to deal with as well. But just being down 2 right now for the Maroons, do you play it out and you have 6 seconds to work with should you get a missed shot and a rebound?
Well, that's what the coaching staff's got to figure out. If you foul, the clock is reset. You're right. So between Justin Einertson, the head coach, Jimmy Nahas, Zach Nicholson, Kevin O'Hare, they're going to figure out, well, what are we going to do here? Do we want to go, for the steal, or just play it down and let them wind the shot clock down and get it back?
I think you play defense throughout, so let them work the 30 seconds down, and then
you don't foul.
You don't foul.
All right, Cataldo now guarding the ball, and that's Luke Hart between the circles. Letting the clock wind down. Again, Dowling will get the ball back if they don't foul. 25 seconds on the game clock, 18 on the shot clock. Can the Maroons be patient and not commit an unforced foul? There's Cataldo guarding Hart between the circles. Now they get it to Inman. Fakes inside to Davis. They want to go to him, and now on the lane, a shot up and good by Grant Tigges.
What a shot by Tigges.
Off balance, too.
Kind of a scoop shot at the rim. And
he's got 17. And now
just
long
like
three, no good, and it's over. Season has come to the end as Dowling gets the ball in the front court, and a half-court shot, no good. 48-44 the final. Waukee Northwest punches its ticket to the sub-state final, and they will head to Marshalltown on Tuesday night. And for Dowling, their season has come to an end, and it's a tough end for 10 seniors who will not get to play on this floor or on high school basketball any longer, and that's the disappointing part of the night, Jimmy.
You go back to that last possession, you're really put in a pickle. Is what do you do? There's 36 seconds on the game clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock. Do you play defense throughout, which would give you 6 seconds should they miss? But or if you foul, it resets the clock, and then you're fouling to get them to the free throw line. And so the Maroons decide to play that game, that possession out, and Grant Tigges gets the ball with just under 5 seconds on the shot clock, and incredible scoop layup to his right side. Gets a little bit lucky with the roll, and once that basket went in, Maroons down 4, and they really had nothing there to fall back on a desperation shot to end the game by Coppola.
Dowling closes out its season with a record of 12 wins and 12 losses. Waukee Northwest heads to Marshalltown for the sub-state final. They'll take on either Ottumwa or Cedar Falls. We'll try to get a report there. The Wolves now with a record of 15-8, and they are the number 2 seed in this sub-state. So we're going to take a 2-minute break, go through our statistics, come back, and we'll have our post-game show. Coach Einertson has agreed to join us tonight for final comments as the boys cap off their season with a loss here in the sub-state semifinals. Once again, Waukee Northwest defeats Dowling 48-44. We'll take a 2-minute break and return. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo from the Northwest Gym here in Waukee, back after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from the Catholic Tuition Organization. Reduce or eliminate your Iowa income tax and instead give to the Catholic Tuition Organization and receive 75% Iowa tax credits. These tax credits are going fast, so reserve yours today and learn more about the Catholic Tuition Organization at ctoiowa.org. ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Catholic Tuition Organization, a great investment in our kids.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever noticed that the world associates fanaticism with religion? But G.K. Chesterton says that the strangest fanaticism that fills our time is the fanatical hatred of morality, especially of Christian morality. It is the irreligious who are fanatical in their hatred of religion. They hate religion because religion is the only basis for morality. They hate morality because it is clear. And they prefer things to be vague, vague to the point where they can call wrongs rights. But we cannot call something a right when it defies God's laws. We can only call it a sin, because all rights come from God, and God is not going to break his own laws. Neither should we. Want more than a minute? Visit our website, chesterton.org.
And welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym post-game show here on Iowa Catholic Radio following Waukee Northwest's win over Dowling Catholic, 48-44 the final. The Wolves punched their ticket to the sub-state final in Marshalltown on Tuesday night alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. And what a tough night for the Maroons. They had a lead most of the first half in that second quarter, lost it on the final shot of the half, and they go down at halftime down one. And then Waukee Northwest was with a pretty good third quarter, Jimmy, outscoring Dowling 14-9, but the Maroons rally, cut it to 2 in the final minute, and lose by 4.
Such an ebb and flow of this game as you know, we talked about how, you know, which team was going to come out and really set the tone, and thought the Maroons did a great job with their game plan in the first half, really working some of the guard posting, attacking the basket. The Maroons only shot 4 3-point shots in the first half, and second half, you look at Northwest and what they did to adjust to the Maroons, and they found some opportune shots. Grant Tigas knocking down shots in the second half, and then you found Coase, who he had a big output game in the second half. Landon Davis was such a presence in the paint, where he doesn't score a ton of points in the paint, but he gets the ball so deep in the paint that allows the Maroons to give some help where it's desperately needed. And once you give help, the kick-out pass is what kills you. But the Maroons were at one point were down double digits and fought back so hard in the second half, or in that fourth quarter, to cut it to 2. And it really came down to that one possession with 30 seconds on the shot clock, 36 seconds on the game clock, and hand it to Grant Tigas, who attacked the basket and gets the layup to extend the lead to 4. And at that point, it became insurmountable. Yeah, it did. And you look at a few things. Obviously, some of the keys you talk about, defending Davis. Well, his offense, he was held to 6 points tonight. Good job by the Maroons. The thing was, when the Maroons were able to get it inside, they were looking over their shoulder for the block shot, because he leads the state in block shots, and that's one thing you can't do against a shot blocker, is thinking that he's going to block his shots, but you've got to go in and attack. And at times the Maroons were kind of looking over their back, whether it be one of the post players like a Kleppe. The guards do it anyway. They're always looking over their shoulder, but a Kleppe, a Metten, or a Broderick were looking over their shoulder, and that is not something you want to do against a guy like him. I think he walks away with, six or seven blocks on the night, but that was part of the game plan in the second half for Northwest, was as the Maroons did the play downhill dribble drive as they did, Landon Davis came off his guy and became a tough presence at the rim, really manipulating the shots at the rim for the Maroons. As Joe Broderick had some opportune shots, but he had to change the course of his shot because Landon Davis was there, and it just became just something that you couldn't fight back from, because the Maroons were working really, really hard to get there. But some weird possessions to where they had the ball at the top of the key, and then the whole set was for them to dribble drive around their man at the top of the key, attack the basket, and there's just only a few Maroons who can really do that and do that effectively. And just sometimes the Maroons got caught up with the wrong guy at the top of the key and came down with some empty possessions. But throughout that game, Joe Broderick, you go back to him, he hits a big 3-point shot late in that fourth quarter to cut it to 2. and just the Maroons just couldn't get over that hump in the second half.
Well, we know one thing. Ottumwa is a winner tonight. Final score, Ottumwa 94. Cedar Falls. 5th-ranked Cedar Falls a winner tonight. Cedar Falls 94, Ottumwa 43. So it'll be Waukee Northwest taking on 5th-ranked Cedar Falls for the sub-state final, and the winner will move on to the boys state basketball tournament, which gets underway in Des Moines a week from this Monday. Reminder, our next broadcast will be the Dowling girls Monday afternoon at Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. Dowling girls taking on the previously defending champ from Class 5A, Pleasant Valley. Maroons defeated Pleasant Valley in the regular season right before Christmas break at the Johnston tournament. And the two teams, yes, have met once this year, but last year Pleasant Valley got Dowling in the semis. And the Maroon Gals will have a chance to play them in the first round. The winner of that game will be on the other bracket, or the semis, to go against Davenport North, the team Dowling girls beat first round last year. So some familiarity. They're not going to face a team for the third time. Those teams are all in the top bracket with Johnston and Valley and I think Waukee and Centennial, all in that top bracket, so the Maroons kind of get a break there.
Well, they're going against opponents that they're not extremely familiar with, but then again, those teams aren't as familiar with the Dowling girls as well. So if you're Coach Kristen Meyer and you're looking at the girls' Wells Fargo run, that you really like where you're slotted in the teams that you have to play. But again, one game at a time, and you can't stress that enough, that the Dowling girls play Pleasant Valley. You got to focus on that, and then let the chips fall after that game.
Well, I know it's a tough time to be in the locker room for a opposing coach who lost tonight. You got to say so long to all the seniors. There's 10 of them for Dowling and the team, and kind of get things ready as you progress through tonight and then the coming weeks with the team banquet and then getting ready for next year. So, Jimmy, I'll tell you what, let's take our final break of the night. We'll come back. If Coach Einertson's here, we'll go through that. If not, we'll go through our final stats, scoring, and other statistics. Again, the final tonight from the Waukee Northwest Gym is the Waukee Northwest Wolves defeating Dowling 48-44, and that's the final as the Wolves advance to the boys' sub-state final. They'll take on 5th-ranked Cedar Falls Tuesday night in Marshalltown at 7 o'clock. Dowling's season comes to an end. Their record now, finish out the season with a record of 12-12. We'll return to the Northwest Wolves Gym in 1 minute as our post-game show continues on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Each year, men from throughout the Archdiocese of Dubuque gather to learn, pray, share, and build relationships. The 2024 Men's Conference will feature John Edwards from Just a Guy in the Pew Ministries as keynote speaker, Saturday, March 9th from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at St. Pius X Catholic Church in Cedar Rapids. Mass will be celebrated by Archbishop Thomas Zinkula, and virtual participation will be available. Schedule and registration info at iowacatholicradio.com. A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Brightside Aesthetics by Ducharme Dermatology provides advanced and medical aesthetics, body contouring, wellness, and spa services. Learn more at brightsideiowa.com. Thank you, Brightside Aesthetics, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One. We all want to live our best life. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care when and where you need it. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
And welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym here in northwest side of Waukee, Iowa, alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo. Final in sub-state final, it was Waukee Northwest defeating Dowling 48-44. On the other side, it was Cedar Falls defeating Ottumwa 94-43. So it'll be Northwest Wolves against the Cedar Falls Tigers. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock in Marshalltown, now joined by Dowling boys head basketball coach Justin Einertson. Coach, thank you for joining us. I know it's a tough night. That's the thing about coaching. You have to say so long for the final time in the locker room to not only the seniors. There's 10 of them. That's half your over half your group. But heartfelt, like everything was taken out from under you. You were in the hunt. You had the lead at one time, and the kids are on the brink. But the Wolves just posed a little too much tonight, and we appreciate you joining us.
That's about one of the toughest locker room conversations I've had, because there's not a group that probably took more sleep from me than this one, and the reason is because I loved them so much. Like, I just rooted for them every day. So really wanted them to accomplish something special, and in a lot of ways we did. But you know, it's just hard with how much you like these guys, and knowing that you're never going to work day to day with them again. That's a hard thing.
Well, it was a hard-fought battle. Look at that first half, 1 point lead at the end of the first quarter, 1 point lead at halftime for Northwest, and you were back and forth. You led most of the second quarter. Matter of fact, you had the lead of up to 7 points, and you were doing a lot of good things, and shots were falling.
Yeah, I'm not sure we truly trusted our offensive game plan. We tried to meander out of it a couple times, took some shots that we couldn't afford to take. The way that I described it to our guys is, to a man, they're better off the dribble and in transition than all of us. And the reason we know that is because the last time we played them, they showed us. And the one advantage we have is we're better not only scoring in the post, but also passing out of it. And we just didn't fully trust in the second quarter, especially what we were trying to do. And you have a 7-point lead, and I think guys are like, okay, well, now I can loosen up a little bit, and obviously that's not the case. So it's a hard lesson to learn when it's the last lesson that your seniors learn. But that's the situation that we're in right now.
Yeah, no question.
So many things to look at and get your opinion on and get your thoughts around what happened in that game. But you go back and you talk about your game plan. I thought was so effective was your smaller guards and their ability to post up and take advantage, at least early in the game, and getting the ball into the post to your smaller guards who were so physical at the rim. And we talked about getting bench support from Nick Frerick, so I thought played a tremendous game tonight. Getting bench support from Dante through the night. It's just, you'll talk about the game plan on how you attack from atop the key, which some of your guys trying to attack downhill aren't the best ball handlers, but you can tell what you were trying to do was get those guys playing downhill and attack the rim.
Yeah, it was actually the Wisconsin swing that we put in about 10 days ago or so, and I haven't run it since college, but I ran it for the first 24 years of my life. And our guys got really good at it. I think the surprise to me was how quickly we got out of it when they took one look away, because in practice we got to the point where they were making second, third reads, and then hey, we got to get Nick in the post. Okay, we're going to run it until we get Nick in the post. We just didn't do that today, so it's super frustrating. We could have just had a game plan of, hey, we're just going to post ISO for 32 minutes, and maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. But I guarantee you, if we would have been a little bit more stubborn about what we were doing, it would have worked. The other thing is, when we were driving from the top, you can't drive in this offense. You have to drive to the baseline, and we were trying to drive into spots where you can't. And so execution is something that's going to be the story that everybody remembers. Our seniors are going to remember this. Our young guys hopefully are going to remember this, that we just flat out didn't execute what our game plan was. But we also were able to slow the game down and hold Waukee Northwest to 48. KO made a great O'Hare made a great point the other day. He asked me, do we want this to look like Virginia or Wisconsin? Well, Virginia, they literally don't get open looks. They just don't. They defend kind of like Johnson, like their looks are never open, they're all contested. Wisconsin, they create open looks, and I thought we played a lot more like Virginia, and if we would have played like Wisconsin, I think we would have got away, because I thought defensively did a pretty good job.
Well, you got to take us to that last possession for Northwest, and it puts you as a head coach in such a pickle, because you have one team foul, you have the advantage on the shot clock over the game clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock, 36 seconds on the game clock, timeout. Do you foul? Because every time you foul, it resets.
Yeah.
Take us through your thoughts on that and how you came out in that last possession.
Well, candidly, in high school, I've seen this burn you more when you try to just, let's say you're in this situation where you have to foul more, 3-4 times, something like that. I've seen too much time run off, and then all of a sudden they're up 4 and you don't have time to get back in it. So I really wanted to give our guys a chance to have 5 seconds in a play that we've run in practice, 30 days with 5 seconds left and down 2. And then our 2 best offensive players who are on the bench, because Dante and Nick were so good tonight that I just had to keep them out there. But we could have brought those guys back in down 2, so it would have been a pretty good situation for us. But just made a great play, and they have a lot of very good players over here, and I give their coaching staff credit, because there wasn't a lot expected of them, and now they're on the doorstep of state. So this program is legit.
Yeah, they hit that off-balance shot, as you talked about, in the final 10 seconds of the contest, and it would have been nice if it would have came up short. You would have had time, but it is what it is. And what a group it is. You battled to be a 500 team. You were 12-12, this team in the last several years have been below 500, and now they have a benchmark, and the kids coming behind them, that group of juniors that you've nurtured and had their own games, they'll be seniors next year, and hopefully most of them will be in the program. And you bring a couple of juniors up. Max Capola got the start, and he wasn't a starter beginning of the year. He's somebody that you felt comfortable with and you kind of build around, and then you grow over the summer and fall.
Yeah, I mean, this is my favorite time as a coach, not the end of the season specifically, but when you head towards late spring and into summer, when you're starting to kind of develop your program again, or at least your team, you're always developing your program. But the seniors just gave us so much to learn from. They had games where they were perfect. They had games where we missed a lot of opportunities, but they never stopped battling. I mean, the way I'm going to always remember this team is we go and play Urbandale, and we were actually playing pretty decent at the point, but still losing. And they just pound us, And we ended up losing by 5, but, the first half was the worst half I've seen all year. And then we come out the next day, and we have the best defensive and execution performance of the season at Centennial on the road. I mean, it's just it's a special group. It's a group that maybe didn't have the talent to make a deep state run, but, man, I wouldn't have wanted to play us at any point because of how hard our guys played. And if our younger guys are looking at that and learning from that, they're going to be pretty special. So any success that we have in the future is going to be because of these seniors directly.
Well, Coach, we appreciate, number one, your time this year of helping us with our broadcasts before and after, and we appreciate your time coming up here. And anything you'd like to say to our listening audience? I know you have our listening audience. We always thought, Jimmy and I thought, people go south, snowbirds, but they also go north to something called Southern Canada or Wisconsin, and another word for it.
Oh, geez. Oh, they would have loved a swing offense tonight, I tell you what. That's my
swing
stepdad.
Off. I haven't heard that in years.
Yep.
But
yeah, back to Bo Ryan.
That's right, Bo
my
Ryan.
high school coach played for Bo, and my college coach played for Bo. So it is in my blood.
That's
it's
good
something
stuff.
I've rejected, but it's definitely it fits Dowling because we're so darn strong. Put Nick down there, who's 5'10", and you can't move him. So yeah, they did a nice job of preparing, and I'm proud of them. And I'm very disappointed, but it was cool to see us click that offense a little bit in the first half.
Well, for your first year at Dowling, I think what you can say from the senior group is that they've really set the culture, I think, that you're looking to implement as you move on year after year and you continue to get kids into your program. And hats off to you first year, and it's such a hard school because you get everybody's best. And I think you realized throughout this year that the opponents you play are so darn good, and they play so darn good against you. But hats off to you, your staff, for setting a culture with the group of seniors that are leaving this final time.
This place is a dream. I could not feel more lucky walking out of here, regardless of win or lose. I'm just so happy to be a part of this program.
Coach, once again, we appreciate your time coming up here, putting up with me. You got to put up with him. He's one of your
That's
parents.
True.
I noticed he didn't sign the volunteer list.
Good.
They need somebody to volunteer,
Finding
and he's
that
up
line.
here with me. It's like, but his wife did, so.
It was a pleasure. Honestly, you guys do a great job. It's fun for my family back home, especially. My wife listened the other night for the first time, and she usually turns the mute on, which she didn't tell me until recently, because I guess it stresses her out when she gets other people's insight. So and it's not like she's upset by it. She likes seeing and thinking about what she's seeing. She doesn't like any other commentary.
I see. So when we lose the light now in the postseason, we don't get the live stream because you pay an arm and a leg for it. But you get radio.
Yep.
And so I have him helping describe, and I got a football coach up here. We're a swing.
Well, we played a lot like a football team tonight, so it fits.
Yeah, he wasn't calling the trap play very often or a stick route, but we get the idea. Justin, thank you, and best of luck. Have a great spring and summer. I know a lot of these kids will be out for track and other things and getting ready, and I can't wait for next year, to be quite honest.
First Monday back, Tuesday back. After spring break, we'll already be doing strength and conditioning in the morning, or agility and strength in the morning. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Ask Coach Cataldo what time that starts, because he's
5:45, baby. You know who's more excited than anyone is Zach Nicholson, because he's got some sophomores that he really wants to toughen up. So we might see him on the news coming up here, but he is very excited about it.
That is awesome. Well, that's good to know. Well, Coach, appreciate you stopping up. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to visiting with you next year. Hopefully have you on at halftime of one of the football games to kind of preview the season. Don't forget that. Thanks for all you do, Justin Einerson, in your first year at Dowling. Coming over from the south side like he did, like I did, coming over from the south side.
It just fits.
It does. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, Jimmy, we're going to run down our statistics tonight so as we get Coach all set. And you want me to take scoring first? You want to do this?
Go ahead.
Let's do the scoring for the Maroons on the final night of the season. Again, the final, Waukee Northwest defeats Dowling 48-44. The Maroons conclude their season with a record of 12-12. Dowling had one player in double figures, Joey Coppola, one of 10 seniors. He had 12 points tonight. 7 points for Maddox Coppola and Riddick Metten. 6 points each for Joe Broderick and Dante Cataldo. And 4 points for Nick Frericks. And finally, Ryan Kleppe with 2 points. The Maroons went 3 of 8 at the free throw line tonight. For Waukee Northwest as they advanced, and they'll take on Cedar Falls Tuesday night, 7 o'clock in Marshalltown, the sub-state final. And the Wolves were led by Grant Tigas with 17 points. He was followed by Andrew Coase with 14 points. Rounding out scoring for the Wolves, Luke Hart with 6 points, Landon Davis with 6 points, 5 points for Maverick Inman. And off the bench, Mac Heitland and Sandro Billick did not score, and neither did Austin Pappenberg. The Wolves went 9 of 10 at the free throw line. And our quarter scores, Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Northwest jumped out to a 12-11 first quarter lead. Both teams played to an 11-11 tie in the second quarter. So the Wolves with a 1-point lead at halftime, 23-22. And then the Wolves outscored Dowling in the third quarter, 14-9. Wolves have a 6-point lead, 37-31 going into the fourth quarter. Dowling outscores Waukee Northwest in the fourth quarter, 13-11. But the Wolves win it, 48-44. They move on with a record of 15-8 does Waukee Northwest. And Jim, you got to look at the final statistics.
So you look at team statistics. The Maroons 18 of 42 from the field for 42%. Had 17 total rebounds and just 17 total rebounds and 7 turnovers. For Waukee Northwest, went 17 of 33 from the field for 51%. Talked about that magic number of the Maroons having to contain their opponents to 43% shooting, and Northwest shot 51% from the field. Out-rebounded the Maroons with 20 total rebounds, but had 13 turnovers. So you look at the totality of this game, I think Northwest went back to their game plan that worked in the second game, which was feeding Landon Davis down under the block, and then with the Maroons were forced to come off their men to give some help. It left some kick out 3-point shots, which the Northwest hit. But you go back to the free throw stat. 3 of 8 for the Maroons. That's 5 misses, and it's just there's so many margins of error, little tiny margins of error. They just got to take advantage of those free throws. But 3 of 8 for the Maroons, and 9 of 10 from the free throw line was Northwest. So those 5 points come into play when you lose a game by 4. But again, hats off to this senior group, this Dowling basketball group, coaching staff as they went tooth and nail, and they fought hard to the very end and had an opportunity really at that last possession to make this thing an opportunity to win this game or tie it, and that Northwest got to give it to them on that last possession.
I appreciate you sitting up here with me most of the year, except you were on COVID detail earlier. God knows what you had in November and December, but you came off the bench and came up here. My thanks to you and Scott Babinett, Mike Swaim for assisting me with the broadcast, because when you put down 16, 17 doubleheaders that we do on Tuesday and Friday nights, it's a long season, and not everybody can be there. But hats off to you. Now, I did find out that the Dowling parents appreciated having you with me because you weren't amongst them, and that included your wife. I got a message just a little while ago about that, so I want to pass that along to you.
I got to say, you do a great job, but sitting in here, Steve Devaney was here before me, but carrying you for 2 hours is hard. I mean, my legs start getting tired, my shoulders get a little bit tired, but
I knew that was coming.
Scott Babinett, he better be on his game, because you at Wells Fargo, you're a totally different individual. You get the media pass, you get. I'm
ready to rock and roll.
The credentialing, the access that you get.
They give me a lot. I can get behind the scenes.
Yeah, you showed me to the janitor's door.
Well, that's where I wanted you to be at, but that didn't work. I couldn't get you in there.
Honestly, it's a lot of fun. It's hard being a parent and give some color commentating to basketball, but it's a lot of fun doing this. And you've done this, as we talked, for 5 decades now, and the voice of the Maroons. And we don't nickname you radio for nothing, so we appreciate everything that you do for Iowa Catholic Radio and Dowling Sports.
You're welcome, Jimmy. You as well. And I look forward to your new role in football next year. Are you going to be out in the press box, going to sit next to us like You know,
I don't know yet.
You don't know
maybe
yet?
it gets real tight. We may have to move you down a little bit, but
of course
we don't know yet.
I got to move, of course. Hey, I know your folks are down in Florida. You want to give a shout out to them, Bobby and Jolynn. Listening. Did they get it down there? Did they pick it up?
They're tuned in down there. My daughters, Anna and Mia, over in Iowa City. But
okay,
there's a lot of families that can't show up at the games but listen. So it's not just mine, but there's a lot of Dowling families that are out there listening.
And we appreciate them tuning in. And, of course, congratulations. The 10 seniors that were on this club this year. What a year they had. What a season we had with them. We had some of them up here during our post-game or during the game. And, of course, that was a memorable senior night. Never forget that. So, but, Jimmy, thank you. And until next season, maybe we'll see you in the postseason with maybe some baseball. Who knows? Joe Stacy, he might need a color guy. Who knows?
I love it.
What you're doing, whatever you're going to do. And we appreciate you. And thank you.
Thank you.
Tell your wife hello, too. You guys are going to be empty nesters here soon, so I want to prepare her for that.
Anna's coming back home, and
I want to prepare her for that.
It's like pushing the reset button.
Pushing the reset button. All right, Jimmy Cataldo, my broadcast partner. That'll wrap things up from the Waukee Northwest Gym, but not for the winter season. We'll be on the air, and that'll be our next broadcast Monday afternoon, 3 o'clock from Wells Fargo Arena, downtown Des Moines, the Class 5A Girls State quarterfinals. Dowling taking on the defending champion Pleasant Valley Spartans. Will be on the air at 3 o'clock. Tip off at 3:15 if they're on time. That'll be the fourth game in Class 5A that day. Scott Babinet will join me from there. Our thanks to all the folks here at Waukee Northwest High School, including Brett Watson, their head basketball coach, boys basketball coach, athletic director Jim Dewey, and all the people behind the scenes, Kurt Getting, Wendy Ritzmeyer, Mark Kruko, who helped us with our IT stuff here. Appreciate him. And Justin Oles, who's the on-site administrator. Appreciate everything Justin did tonight, and we appreciate him. Our thanks to our business underwriters and supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. Without them, we couldn't bring you our broadcast. They include, and if you patronize our sponsors, we appreciate that. Let them know you heard the game on Iowa Catholic Radio. Fast Signs, Blessman International, Skeffington's Formal Wear. Our thanks to Catholic Tuition Organization, Klein Electric, Construction Professionals, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Bozen the Florist, and Brightside Aesthetics by Ducharme Dermatology in Clive are our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. Been with us all basketball season. For my broadcast partner, Jimmy Cataldo, this is Mark Amadale thanking you for listening to the official radio network of Dowling Catholic Sports and Activities. 11:50 a.m., KWKY Des Moines, 88.5 FM Adel, and 94.5 FM in Des Moines, and streaming online at iowacatholicradio.com. All of our broadcasts of Dowling football, basketball, baseball, and softball are podcasts on iowacatholicradio.com. For our studio producer, Mary Stotsny, and for Brady Grimm, I'm Mark Amadale. Final score for the final time. A final here from Waukee Northwest High School. It was Waukee Northwest 48, Dowling Catholic 44 in Class 4A boys sub-state semifinal basketball. Waukee Northwest will take on Cedar Falls Tuesday night at 7 o'clock in Marshalltown for the sub-state final. For everybody involved, and thank you for tuning in tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, and from all of us with the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, have a safe and blessed, faith-filled weekend.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Klein Electric, Blessman International, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Hail Mary, full of